wrong. Joseph Shilton Pierce. My name is Josh, and I did a streetwear brand as my project. I created and marketed my own shirts as my own brand. This project stemmed out of a question that I had. What makes a good fashion brand, and what makes them sustainable so they're able to stay open for a long time? Through this project, I did a lot of research and came out with many interesting points to that one question, and led me to other questions, such as what is the design process to get a design from an idea to a physical process like a shirt? For this project, I had to do a ton of research. For this project, there were many inspirations that I took from. So part of my research was a book by one of the biggest creators out there right now, Virgil Abloh. And that helped me realize that one does not need to go to school for fashion design to make it big in the world. He went for architecture and at a university in Chicago, and he now owns one of the biggest streetwear brands out there, and he's also the creative director of Louis Vuitton. So it just goes to show that you don't have to go to school for this to do this. Or like the person I interviewed, Andrew White, who's the lead creative director at Bodega. He went to school for business and entrepreneurship, but in turn got a internship at Bodega. And then from there, he just did his job so well that they recognized him for that and then increased him to what he is now. He did this by doing things that were so outrageous, but yet so true to what the brand was, that he made a name for himself through it. That's kind of what I did through my project. Was I created stuff that I liked. Like on my designs for my shirts, I did a mountain one for hiking. I did the Travis Scott one because I just thought it'd be kind of cool, and Travis Scott. I did my car one that I'm actually wearing right now because that is actually my car. One theme throughout these entire shirts were to keep a consistent style. So all of these shirts were drawn with the thickest Sharpie that I could possibly get my hands on. And then they were scanned into a printer, emailed back to me, and then put through the Cricut machine. The Cricut machine is a godsend of a machine. This machine allowed me to print out all of my designs onto a vinyl that I would then peel and then iron onto the shirts. Each shirt took roughly 10 to 30 minutes to make, and then it took another 15 minutes for the heat to basically dissipate and it to set onto the t-shirt. Once this was done, you let it sit for 24 hours, and then it's able to be sold. I managed to sell almost all of my t-shirts in the short amount of time that I had. But that's because there was general appeal to my designs. They were simplistic and could be worn with almost everything. I did do 2 lines of white t-shirts and then a line of black t-shirts to give it versatility, just to give the audience appeal. So if someone wanted a white t-shirt, they could choose between the two, and if someone wanted a black t-shirt, they could choose the one that I'm wearing. Through this project, there were multiple points of research that I actually came back to. So some of it was creating polarization in the fashion industry, but also keeping a staple in your back pocket so that if someone doesn't like this, they can go out and get the staple. With that, I realized that it's not all about what people like, it's more about what you want the brand to be. The processes that I've used, I had to do a little bit of research on because I had ideas of different things. Like I had an idea of doing screen printing, and that was not the most cost-effective way. So I ended up using the Cricut. The Cricut turned out to be the most cost-effective way when I used my resources that Mr. Dixon helped me get. Like the website called Cheapest Tees, I was able to get all of my t-shirts through there at $1.64 a piece. In total, I spent about $145 through this project, and I set the price of each shirt around $8 to recoup all the money that I spent into it. This project was not supposed to be for personal gain, and it wasn't. I made back exactly the amount that I spent. Through this project, I had realized that there was more to what I was doing than just the shirts. There's also me expressing my creativity through these shirts as a medium. So I could use these shirts as an expression for what I was doing, as like something that I enjoyed, like hiking, or something simplistic like the stick figure drawing. It just expressed multiple creative outputs. And then I use that to help with my message of basically just living a creative life. Because if you don't, life just becomes a prison. You can't really do much in prison. So to get out of that hole that you're in, you must be creative and do things that you're not usually used to doing. So like if you're not a hiker, go try it. If you're not a biker, go try it. If you're not a runner, go try it. You'll learn to like these things and it will help you live a better life. In conclusion, I'm gonna have to say, try new things because it will help you live a better life.
Thank you, Josh. Yes. What kind of questions do you guys have for Josh this morning about his streetwear project or anything else?
I have a question for Josh.
Great.
Which design was is your favorite and why?
I'm gonna have to say the one that I'm wearing because it's a basic black t-shirt and you can wear it with multiple things. But I'm gonna have to say my favorite design that I drew was probably the Travis Scott, and I wish I put that one in a black t-shirt. But I mean, like he said in one of his songs, in my white tee.
What other questions do you have?
I have one.
Go ahead.
Josh, do you plan on continuing to run this business to try and make some serious money out of it?
Potentially. I mean, my main goal is to get this business off the ground as just a startup and then eventually make money. Right now, I'm just doing this to get a creative product out there, just to see what it would be like and have fun with it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Josh. What a cool project. Nice job.